one night I wake up to this Australian guy just fucking pissing on my bag in the middle of the night. After the little incident with the rabid dog and the squirrel hunters. Oh, you missed that video? Click up here. So I was like, okay, I suck at this whole camping thing, where it's more dangerous and stressful and not as, just, no big deal, I thought. It was, oh, cool, I just go spend time out there. Yeah, okay, so anyway, because I got to do something else. So, I don't actually remember. I think I just saw a sign that said youth hostel. And so I went in and just asked them what was up with it and joined. I was in Arizona at that point, and after that whole thing with the dog and the thing with the not being able to get any work at the places I was hitting up, and then the fact that I kind of figured I was in the wrong place at the right time a couple times there, so I should just get to moseying on out of Flagstaff. So I headed west, California. So I'll never forget that drive. A few things were noteworthy on that drive. One, the extremely long, straight roads. Now, I went in a way to kind of miss Nevada, I think, or at least miss Vegas. Some will remember. So these big, long, straight roads were just really crazy long and straight. And then, as I was getting down to into California it's like you come in at this higher point and then you drop down. Well, when I came up to this higher point, I was looking over where I was heading into, and it was just I thought it was smoke. I didn't know what it was. There was a lot of it. I got on my CB radio and was like, what is this smoke? Is there a fire? Or what's going on? And I had to ask like a few times, and somebody finally goes, some truck driver, it's smog. And I knew what smog was. I had heard about it before, but I had never seen it. And I was just like, holy cow, this is insane. I'll never forget the smog would stick all the way. So if you're right on the beach, the smog would be going out over the ocean, and you could see where it stopped. This was 90, 94, 6, somewhere in there. Which back in the day, driving around like that was all maps. That was one of the things I bought when I stocked up for this trip. Was really good maps of the whole West Coast. And so you had to like really know what the F you were doing with maps to get around. You just couldn't pick up your phone and be like, I want to go to Portland or whatever. And your phone just tells you exactly where to go and how to do it. I get to Huntington Beach. I find the youth hostel. I check in. I decide that I want to go see after this huge drive. Like 6 hours or something. I don't know what possessed me that I needed to see Sunset Strip. So I jumped in my back in the freaking van. I get back on the freeway, get stuck in traffic, and drive to Sunset Strip, and then I turned the wrong direction. So I ended up like going, I got there on some freeway and I would have needed to turn like right, but I turned left. So I ended up like some other place that was just like fancy houses and such. Once I realized that I like kind of like gone completely in the wrong direction, I also realized what an idiot I was for going out on this adventure after spending all day driving anyway. Like, why? I'm here, I'm living here, I moved into this fucking youth hostel. What's the rush? I drove all the way back and got in the room, and this youth hostel was kind of interesting. It was like a hub for Australians moving to the United States and going through the process to get their paperwork and all that, right? And so because it's like chain migration, or I don't even think these people were family in a lot of cases. A lot of them were just friends, but there was a lot of them, and they definitely ran the show around there. And so I got there and I was kind of looking for work, but I didn't want to give my name to anybody for work. And I had a little money, so I was like just living really sparsely. I was going by a nickname, so it was super obvious. Like, I went by D. Call me D. My name's D. Okay. Brilliant nickname. No, there's no weird reason why you're using an initial and not your real name. Anyway, get down there, and one night I'm there and I'm sleeping, and I got my duffel bag padlocked to the bunk bed. And it's one of these situations where you're like, there's a room, there's like 4 or 6 or 3 or however many bunks in that room, and then there's a bathroom. But in most cases, there's only like, 1 or 2 people or 3 people in every room. So it wasn't super packed when I was there. Well, one night I wake up to this Australian guy just fucking pissing on my bag in the middle of the night. Like he's drunk or passed out or some shit, and this fucker wakes up and he's just pissing on my fucking bag. I'm like, what the fucking hell? And he was kind of an indignant asshole too, like, and it was just like, wow, what a fucking asshole. And that was kind of the overwhelming kind of attitude that, at least towards me, maybe they didn't like that I was living in their place and I was an American. Or one day, I decided there was a garage full of surfboards, and I had surfed in Hawaii for like, not really, body surfed. So I grabbed one of these surfboards and head down to the beach, and I'm trying to do it, and there's these Swedish dudes that are staying there that know how to surf, and they're surfing away. Well, I'm like, can't catch a wave. Then a wave catches me, spills me, takes the board away from me. I didn't know you're supposed to have a leash on the board, right? I didn't know that. So the board goes one way, I go one way, and then like a series of waves all crash right on my head. So I'm really having a hard time swimming and breathing. And one of those Swedish dudes freaking pulls up and rescues my ass, basically. That was pretty much the last time I tried surfing. I stayed there for a while, probably like a month and a half, maybe not even though. I started hawking stuff, and then I realized that I wasn't good at fucking making money out of Portland. And if I fucking sold all my shit and couldn't make it, then how the hell would I get back to Portland? What would I have left by the time I got back there? So after some months, I don't know how many, 6 maybe, 3 total gone on this little on the run thing to let my trail go cold. And what did I do? Go right back to the same apartment that I was living in, because I kept the apartment and sublet it out to Kip, and I can't remember this guy's name, but this guy, he's a huge POS. He's a big fat guy, red-headed dude. His name will come to me. He was another one of these guys I met through Gabe. See, when I came back and when I was living in this apartment, there was this 1201 club. I was pretty much eating there like every single day. I mean, I had nothing in my house to eat. I wouldn't eat breakfast. I wouldn't eat most of the day. Super unhealthy. And then get to the point of just debilitatingly starving, then go down to someplace, buy food. That was my life. So I was at this 1201 club all the time. They had all kinds of food that I really liked. Although some of it really didn't sit well with me depending on what time of day. Marinara sauce late at night, I don't sleep well. So, and they had fondue and all this shit. It was epic in there in the original. They had all these little private booths where people were partying, and they had really good food. And I was always a big eater, so, everybody's doing Coke, and I'm like, eat food, No, Coke, I'm not drunk enough yet. People start the night with Coke. I finish the night with Coke. If I get too drunk, and I'm just like, But that 1201 club, man, that was freaking a real heavy drug party bar. It was just a cool place, a nice lounge that put effort into making quality cocktails and good food, right? So the reason I bring that up is because Kip worked there. Now, the guy that owned that, he was like, I don't know where he came from, probably California. Came from California with some money and knew a little bit about the bar business or whatever, and just started opening up places. And that guy ended up having like the 1201, the Bar of the Gods, the something else, and the something else. Well, the 1201, it got, I don't know what the story is. It ended, and now it's something else. And then he sold the Bar of the Gods to Kip, and the last time I went in there, Kip still owned it. I mean, there's the American dream, right? You're a dishwasher for a guy in one club, and then you end up owning another one of his clubs. I mean, he was just a hard worker. That Kip guy. He snagged one of my chicks I was banging too, the little bastard. Little stewardess. Kip and redheaded fat guy that I hate. Oh, I saw him. He was working in a convenience store when I got out of prison. And I freaking saw him in there. I walked in there and I just fucking called him every name in the book. Snitch, thief, just across the board. So these two guys were living in my apartment. I come back and I'm like, okay, I'm back now. Fat redhead guy moved out. Kip kept stayed for a hot second. And then I had it back to myself. And I was like sneaking in and out of there and shit. Thinking the feds are going to be fooled like that, Those fuckers. They fully got... What they got is they got an unlimited bank. So they can just pay people to nothing else than find a motherfucker if they really want to find somebody. But they really don't. Unless that motherfucker is like a violent or an active like bank robber, yeah. It's that kind of shit. That'll get them going. Guy that did some not really fraud, but there's hardly any loss. You're you're not going to be fucking staking out shit. Especially for a guy that already had other warrants. They're just going to wait for me to fuck up. I was living there, and I was partying pretty hard at that point. I mean, I was like drinking heavily, and then as soon as I would drink too much, then I would do coke. When I was sick of doing coke, I had like a few different things on a few different occasions. Anything from like some kind of fucking pill things to some kind of bottle of fucking morphine that I had at one point, which was crazy because I could just party my goddamn balls off, like just party like retarded, and then just do a freaking glass of wine with a cap full of that shit in there and go to sleep and wake up fucking like 10 hours later and feel fucking brand spanking new. So, and then there was also like heroin on a few occasions that I would have to end the party. I'm sure the way I was doing drugs was way worse than what other people, but basically I would never do I wouldn't do drugs until I was too drunk, basically. And then I was like, oh, I want to sober up. Okay, so here's some coke. And then like, I'm sick of doing coke now and I want to go to sleep. So bam. And that's probably the most dangerous way of doing drugs, but I wouldn't do that very frequently. That wasn't like, I mean, I know people that would do fucking heroin every day. And you have to know people that do fucking drugs all the time if you ever want to do drugs ever. Yeah, I mean, I was like the weekend warrior, you know. My weekends were just freaking. But one thing I never did was stay up 2 nights. And I know people that would go for days and days and days. I mean, I don't know how the fuck they did it. No clue. Yeah, it just never was my thing. I mean, it just feel like holy shit just feel like total shit after you know, and they're coming into the next morning, it's like 10 a.m. drinking, it's like, yeah, hell fucking frozen over. So, not something I wanted to do all the time. And I think once I tried that shit where they're like, oh, just do it again, and you'll like try that shit, and I felt even worse. So just stay up all night and don't do any drugs. Just don't sleep all night and see how you feel. Same fucking difference. Don't eat for a long time. I mean, it's like, it's all these things combined. Or just have a hangover, you know? I mean, that's what's starting. Drinking, you're hangover, dehydrated, fucking all this shit, right? So, yeah, it's just super not healthy. But it was kind of, you know, I had this very fucking attitude at that point in my life. I don't exactly remember where the fucking attitude came from, but that was what it was.